This video is brought to you by Sasoi. Sasoi, the innovators of spikeboarding, stand-up spike, and the creators of the original skateboard spike. Sasoi, become the motor.
Hey folks, and welcome to another Sasoi spikeboarding tutorial. Today we're going to show you how to keep your wheels lubricated. We're actually getting ready to go out in a very snowy, slushy New York City stand-up spike day. So before we go, we actually want to lubricate our wheels. We're going to show you how you lubricate wheels and also how you lubricate trucks and hardware a little bit. Usually I do this right when I get back from heavy duty water inundation into the bearings and in and around the trucks, but I also like to do it before I go out on really big snowy, salty days. So finish line, this stuff is tried, true, proven in mountain bike racing. It's been around forever, works sensationally well under wet conditions. Get the wet bike lubricant and you can use that all year round. So all we're going to do here is spin the wheel and then just add a little bit of lubricant right there. And also for winter, we're going to squirt a little right here. It's all going to spin out. That's going to keep the nut and the axle from rusting. So we're going to let that sit in. We're going to wait 5 minutes and we're going to flip it over and do the inside and also do the outside of the other one. But while we're here, you won't be able to see it so well. We're just going to tilt just a little bit and spin this lower wheel. We're going to do the inside of this guy. And as you can see, there's a little bit of paper underneath. Sorry about that camera jiggle. There's a little bit of paper underneath. We're just going to let that sit for 5 minutes, flip it over, and do the other side. Okay guys, here we are on the other side, and very simply as we did before, we'll just take the finish line wet lubricant and spin this wheel. Go ahead and hit that nut just a little bit and go ahead and just glob it in there, spin it, let it set. Then we're going to do this other side right here. Let it spin and set, and we would let that set so that all the lubricant is going to slowly seep into these steel encased ball bearings. So we use seal bearings, of course, but we're not using the serviceable kind. We're not using the kind where you can pop off the plastic on one side. Those bearings are no good for training because they will lose their dust cover and the bearings will go flying out and you'll be coming home thumpity thump 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 on 3 bearings instead of the 5 or 6 that are in there. These are steel encased. They're inexpensive. They're $10 to $20 retail, and they will last you probably 1 or 2 full seasons of complete and total abuse. And see how that lubricant is starting to seep into the bearing. This wheel is becoming a lot smoother. Whenever your wheels get inundated with water, or if they're about to be, you want to keep them like this. And then of course the boards get incredibly filthy. So I'm going to flip this over a little bit early just so that you can see exactly how filthy spikeboards get. All skateboards, and of course spikeboarding is a form of skateboarding and it's a form of cross-country skiing. So you can see how much filth these boards get when you begin to do distance and you're dedicated to distance. If you didn't have fenders, regardless of the fact that they help you from spiking your own wheel and stepping on your wheels, you would be wearing all this filth and grime all over your body if you didn't have fenders. So I flipped it over so that I could show you how we like to lubricate certain pivot points and stationary points. Very simple. All you're going to do is lubricate this kingpin and its nut, and just lube a little right here and let that just sit in. Otherwise your kingpin and your nut could absolutely fuse and rust together and be really hard to come off. And in the wintertime, I like to just put a little bit right on top of the board bolts and screws, so that the bolts and the nuts, pardon me, so that just stays all together and doesn't begin to rust and fuse. So that is how you lubricate. Trust this product. It is absolutely sensational, and it's worked year in and year out for the last 7 years of spikeboarding under tremendously challenging wet lubricate lubricating, conditions that need lubricating. So check it out. Finish line, wet lube. Get out there, spike hard, spike often. Thanks for tuning in. See you at the next one. Peace. Bye.
ProDesign wrist guards. The ProDesign wrist guards take protective gear to the next level. They're padded and constructed of 100% cotton duck with Cordura reinforcement in the high-pressure impact areas. The splint spoon is designed to disperse impact over a wider area. Extremely comfortable, they maintain the ProDesign standards for protection and durability. The finest wrist guards for spikeboarding on the market.